Hey people, if you hear the odd squeak through this or whatever, don't worry about it. We've finally got a bit of breeze today, and the curtain rod is squeaking, or the ring on the curtain rod it squeaks every so often. But don't pay attention to that. What I'm about to say is way more important. I normally give people an update as to what is going on as far as well, depending on where I post this, as far as jabs go and such, right? What I discovered today, I mean, I will give you guys a further update on people's progress around me as far as the, health and whatever. But for today, what I want to put out there is a warning to people to stay on alert, okay? Now, each to their own, all right? But I had somebody come to my house today and they wanted me to actually check a certain number, which you guys know what that is. And I said to them, well, hand me over the paperwork or whatever, and I'll check it for you, right? And they says, this is all I've got. And they handed it over, and what it was a little card, and it was an appointment card. It had a time on it, and I said, no, this is not what I want. This is just an appointment card. And I go, what else were you given? And he goes, nothing. He goes, that was it. And I said, so basically, you got pricked and they gave you no documentation whatsoever that happened. And he goes, no. And I said, so you can walk into a place now and be asked, and you have no proof whatsoever that you had already had one. You could go back to this same place and they could tell you that you haven't had jack shit, and you then would be back to square one, and you have no proof in your hand to say that event even took place. Now, this is for, as you people know, obviously, I'm in Perth, Australia, and this applies to everybody across the board, I guess. So anyway, I pretty much advised him to go back to where he got the prick and to ask for documentation, because that can't happen. You can't go and do something like that and not get any kind of paperwork. And this was basically at one of the, I will call them, camps in a shopping centre, okay? And then I got curious after he was kind of a little bit upset and whatever as to what I was telling him, and he kind of left. I don't know whether he's going to go back there or not, but at least I've given him something to think about. Anyway, after that, I needed to call somebody just to document things that I had found. And I was speaking to that person, and I was saying basically to them, there is a place that you can go on the net, and you can check certain numbers, right? And they wanted to know how they could do that. So I pretty much said to him, like, did you get a card, or you should have gotten a card, or at least some kind of paperwork stating what you got, date, time, whatever. That person too did not get anything in writing. Now, let me jump back to the first person for a minute. They have still a flip phone. So there's nothing on their phone, okay, that they could put on their phone to verify, all right? Anyway, now the second person does have a phone, but none of that information apparently comes up, right? So there is no documentation as to what the prick brand was, the number, anything like that. So again, I advise that person that you seriously need to ring or go back there or whatever and get yourself something on paper, people, to document The pricks that you've had when you got them. You've seen the stuff that I put up about my bro, okay? It had on there everything. It had the serial number, it had the other number, it had the date, it had the time, which one, yada, 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 right? Who gave it to you? It is extremely important that you have that, okay? The phones could go down tomorrow. As far as I've been putting up, I don't know if it's going to happen here. I'm assuming it will. By here, I mean Australia. If 4G, 3G is taken out, what are you left with when you don't have a phone to prove anything? This is all by design, people. This is all by design. How many people are going to let go of their mobile phones, and if they don't have anything documented on paper, even if it's a scrap of paper, to prove that you sat through that, to prove that you have it, it seems to me I'm going to start questioning people, and I'm going to get people to start questioning other people that they know that have had the prick, whether those people have any kind of documentation that they participated in that. So again, as you can see, the picture on here, okay, you have nothing. You have nothing unless it's on paper with a signature on there by the person who gave it to you. So I had to put this warning out to everybody. It seems that this has happened a lot here in Perth. I will find out more, and I urge all of you, now that you know, if you haven't got a piece of paper, you're one of the people that I'm talking about here, okay? You already know. So I would suggest that you start either getting your paperwork, query other people who have gone to these camps at the shopping centres or wherever it is that they got any of this, and get yourself some documentation. Find out if this has been an ongoing trend. I can tell you that it probably has, because the second person that I spoke to works for a company, and they were pretty much the first that were told that they had to go get a prick, okay? So that tells me that this not giving out very important information has been happening for some time. As I said, I'm going to start questioning people now as to who has it, who was given, who wasn't given. But this is a warning to you, unless you have something on paper, because what is going on will come to a head really soon, okay? It will come to a head, not just here, but globally, all right? Worldwide. You need to have something in writing, okay? Doesn't matter where you got it. You go back there. You go wherever you have to friggin' well go. If the camp at the shopping centres isn't there, if that's where you got it, you go to the head of the thingy and you tell them, I want it in writing. All of the information, not just the number that we normally look up or that you can look up, but all of it. The date, the time, the name of the person that gave it to you, the serial numbers, everything. Get it in writing. Get it in writing. Because as I said, for those people that have just that on their phone, what are you going to do when they force everybody into 5G? Because it's out there that 3G and 4G is going to be shut down. So after that, you have nothing. If you have one of those phones, you'll be given a choice. Either connect your body to 5G, okay? Connect your body to 5G with what is now in you, or you have no documentation left. Nothing, because you don't have a phone. 3G, 4G, I put the videos up. If you're not watching this on BitChute, I put the videos up on BitChute. I again am telling you people, you need it documented. You can't just go get something like that and walk away with no documentation. With no documentation, you can't do that. Anyway, I've put it out there. I hope it helps somebody. I hope it wakes up somebody. I hope it helps somebody get documentation or whatever. But it seems to have been the trend here in Perth. Like I said, second person I spoke to, they were the first that were told that they have to actually get the prick. Okay, and that was a long time ago now. So I'd say this has been ongoing. You know, like if you have a flip phone or you went back to a flip phone or whatever, you can't show anything on your phone. Because I asked the first person, I said, have you got something on your phone? No. And you've got no documentation whatsoever. They never gave you a piece of paper, whatever. No. So this has been happening to a lot of people, I would say. That would be a good guess. Because when shit goes down and you don't, like I said, you don't have a phone in your hand, what are you going to show? What are you going to show? Anyway, have a good one, people.